eyes. So hold on 1 second. Enjoy watching some TV in the meantime. One second. I'll be over there in 1 second. Thank you. Going live in one. Thank you. You guys excited for this post game or what? Who's excited for this post game show? I want to know who. I want to know who's still up on the East Coast. Who's excited to talk some round ball right now? Let's go. What the heck is up, guys? What's going on? Welcome into Rover Sports, guys. I hope y'all can hear me because I have no idea if y'all can or not. But what a night. What a night. Kevin Durant, 38 points, 8-8. 38, 8-8. Let me tell you what, guys. First quarter, LeBron was pretty damn good. You know, the dude hit a three-pointer, a fadeaway three from the right hash mark. I was like, damn, this is about to be a good game. And Kyrie Irving, man, he was finishing at the rim in unbelievable fashion. He came out guns blazing even in that second quarter. And I said, you know, I leaned over and I talked to my dad, you know, because I'm cool enough to watch games actually with my dad like Bill Simmons is. And I said to my dad, I said, you know what? The Cavs are down 8 and they're playing like shit. So I think that this could actually be a ball game now. You know, they turned the ball over 14 times. So point is that Klay Thompson, right? Let's talk about Klay Thompson. He's 3 of 16. He's in a shooting funk. He's nervous. And during the regular season doesn't mean that much. So the dude can score 60 points, but I'm like Klay Thompson. I can relate to Klay Thompson. When I play basketball, I am a small, strictly a shooting guy, okay? And so when I play basketball and I'm kind of struggling and I'm playing with better players like Kevin Durant and Steph Curry are, you try very hard on defense, but offensively, Klay Thompson is limited. He looks awkward dribbling the ball. He's like, I don't want to fuck up. That's like his only prerogative when he's playing is, I don't want to fuck this thing up. It's so damn great. Let's like KD and Steph kind of take it away, and I'll do my thing in the regular season. If you guys need me, I'm here. Last year, you know, he was the elder statesman. It was him. It was his brother. You know, it was him, and it was his brother Draymond and Steph. They're like brothers because they grew up together. But now you got this guy, Kevin Durant. It really is Kevin's team. It's Steph's team. Draymond can play anywhere. His game is portable. He's all effort, all getting the boards. Klay's game, when you're nervous, you can't shoot. It's a finesse game. Point is, Kevin Durant is unfreaking believable. He's the difference in this series, guys. 1,000%, because when you have Kevin Durant, your half-court offense is fucking awesome. You just throw it to him in the post, and he gets the rock, and he pretty much can do whatever he wants offensively because he has the ball in the post. You understand what I'm saying? Like Kevin Durant at 7 feet, he can direct an offense. Last year, it was Steph Curry off isolations. Klay Thompson needed to play incredibly well. He knew he needed to carry the team in order for them to win. And you're seeing how limited, at times Klay can be. Klay this playoffs has struggled, and you're seeing how limited Klay can be. He is a terrific defender. He is going to come out of his shell. He's an extremely likable player, one of the more likable guys on that team because people can relate to him. He works his ass off, and he's a guy that's very modest. So you don't root for guys to kind of embarrass themselves shooting the ball and kind of be jittery all night long. Point is, though, Kevin Love, even though he got 21 rebounds, who gives a shit? The dude wasn't coming out on the offensive end. He wasn't really doing his thing. Who else? Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver looks like he's shooting from Mars. Like, he's launching the ball. He's so nervous. Kyle Korver catches the ball. It seems like he's shooting the ball from Palo Alto every time he's catching the basketball. And he's just like, please hit the rim. Please have this be a decent shot. Kyle Korver is just, I'm a shooter. I'm supposed to shoot. Should I shoot? He is playing with no confidence at all. He was shell-shocked. It was his first game in the NBA Finals. Darren Williams at least handled the ball appropriately. RJ Richard Jefferson played his ass off, actually played wonderfully well, but he's a veteran. He's been there before. Iman Shumpert, a couple shots here and there. J.R. Smith, of course, hit the first three-pointer of the night. Point is, man, does Cleveland have enough help? LeBron was I know that the dude's had 9 days of rest, but he was getting tired. Kevin Durant can guard LeBron at 7 feet. He can guard him in quotation marks, okay. Then they're throwing Iguodala and Draymond. They're just throwing everybody at LeBron. And also the thing is with LeBron, even Steph Curry was kind of able to hedge out on LeBron's screens. I don't know if you guys saw that tonight or not, but Steph Curry was able to hedge out on LeBron's screens. So the point is that LeBron James then was made into a passer. And then you look, Andrew Bogut got hurt last year. So, you have Kevin Durant, you have JaVale McGee, who's a terrific athlete. He showed that in the first quarter. Very underrated performance tonight. And then even though he got yammed on, but he also had a 360, so it's JaVale, and then Zaza, who's just like a bowling ball, just such a mystery, such a goofball, throwing shots over his head, whatnot. So I'm going to go check some comments, guys, make sure this thing's running all right. I'll be back in about a sec, though. I want to talk a little bit when I get back in like 1 minute. About Kevin Durant and kind of his legacy and kind of where I stand on KD, all right? So y'all guys okay? All right. All right, guys, what's going on? I'm back now, so, I have to compete out there with Skip Bayless, and usually Stephen A. is competing. We're all out here just trying to, make it in talking about the finals, and, again, prayers for Stephen A. Smith. His mom passed, so, condolences to him and his family. I wanted to talk a little bit about Kevin Durant. So, Kevin Durant, the guy, goes to Golden State, and it's kind of a shame for Kevin Durant that team happened to play so well last year, because you look at that Oklahoma State roster, and they have no shooting on that roster. Like, they had Russ Westbrook, they had Robertson, who was just like an alley-oop guy last year, Steven Adams is nothing this year. He was playing over his head good. Serge Ibaka was playing fantastic, but he's no longer with the team. Sam Presti, the general manager, traded James Harden away from Kevin Durant. And those guys were like brothers, James Harden and Kevin Durant. So Sam Presti took that away, one of the dumbest trades in the history of NBA basketball. Point is, Golden State, 73-win team, but the regular season means what, guys? It means jack shit. That's exactly why Cleveland didn't give a hoot when Boston won the regular season, because regular season championships mean nothing. It's like life championships at Tennessee, means nothing. Okay, bottom line is that team last year with Russell Westbrook and Kevin played unbelievable basketball. And the Warriors, even though they're a 73-win team, they were a flawed team. If Clay and Steph didn't hit, they were a very good team, but they weren't an incredible juggernaut. You know, everybody wants to talk about the regular season, about being up 3-1 versus Cleveland, but when Bogut went down, Harry Barnes is up and down. Iguodala, not a great shooter. You even saw it at the 3-throw line tonight. So Russ Westbrook and Kevin Durant, it wasn't an unbelievable Oklahoma City team. And look, when Kevin Durant left, that team wasn't unbelievable. Your general manager, you have zero faith in. Your quality of life is better, in the Bay Area. So I'm just making the argument for Kevin Durant and why he left. Russell Westbrook, he's a guy that is a terrific player, but if I was an NBA basketball player, I wouldn't be thrilled to play with him. He doesn't make me a better player. Now you could argue that the Oklahoma City players just suck in general, and that's why even Russell Westbrook couldn't make them better. But Russ, he's going to shoot a lot. And even with Russ and KD, Kevin is used so much differently in this offense in Golden State. He's able to play with a lot more freedom, a lot more space, and he's able to kind of operate on his own terms. And Steph and Clay, they do pass the ball a lot better than Russ ever did. And Russ isn't a traditional point guard. Russ is a better scorer, a better player than anybody on the Warriors. But combined, the Warriors are a pretty damn good team. Now let's talk about this for a second, okay? When LeBron James left Cleveland, he had a lot less than Kevin Durant. And, he didn't have Russell Westbrook, who's a superstar. Okay, he did not. He had Boobie Gibson, Mo Williams, Ilgauskas was old, Wally Zerbiak. They were trotting out crazy guys to that lineup. When they got beaten 4 to the Spurs, Dwight beat them, the Celts beat them. So much pressure. Mike Brown and LeBron. Mike Brown isn't a great coach. LeBron didn't have a great system there. So for LeBron to move to warmer weather, to finally leave the city of Cleveland, Ohio, I think if LeBron James didn't have the parade the next day and he just got out there and wrote something online, I just don't think people would dislike it. I think people just disliked the manner of which he did it, the parade the next day saying we're going to win 7 championships. And listen, that's just LeBron, and he kind of turned into the villain. It was a marketing tool for LeBron James to do that. So when we compare Kevin Durant and LeBron, we're kind of comparing that. And I think that when you look back on it, I just think if he would have stayed in Cleveland, he wouldn't have been able to really win a championship. You got to let the guy have some freedom, and then he came back. And you look at Kevin Durant now, and Kevin Durant, I believe that this could be one of the top 5 greatest players to ever play the game when I look at Kevin, because Kevin's a 7-footer. Kevin is a guy that's as fast as anybody. He could dribble the ball like a 2-guard. He could shoot the ball from anywhere on the floor. He might even be a more talented, offensive, gifted scorer than LeBron James is. LeBron James can bully people, but Kevin's a better dribbler. Kevin is a better three-point shooter than LeBron. LeBron can finish better than Kevin. But I'm just talking about scoring the basketball. I'm not talking about rebounding. LeBron is more of a point guard than Kevin Durant. But Kevin Durant now, guys, if he goes 7 more years, he plays with this Golden State team, he's going to win. In the 7 years, let's say we give him 4 out of the 7 rings, right? So Kevin will win 4 rings. He'll probably equal LeBron's total if we're going to give LeBron, an aging LeBron, another championship. So Kevin equals his ring total. Kevin's record in the finals is going to be better than LeBron James. And then Kevin Durant could go back to Oklahoma City. We could see that once Westbrook leaves, Oklahoma City's going to get younger again. So then you're going to have like the new Kyrie Irving come in there. Scott Brooks is probably going to get fired from Washington. Why can't Kevin do a reunion tour? And it would be a perfect way to cap off his career. Everybody in Oklahoma City will love him, and everybody will look at this, and I believe that in like 8 years, people will forget about all the animosity. I believe LeBron also benefited from not having Twitter back in 2008 when he made his decision. But for Kevin, go out, go win like 3-4 rings, then come back to Oklahoma City. If I were Jay-Z and his agency, I would tell him that, and then he's going to turn into the most beloved player. Everybody's just going to talk about the greatness of Kevin Durant. He's already winning back people. And Kevin Durant is a quiet guy, and I think Kevin Durant is going to be one of the more likable superstars that this game has seen. No off-the-court issues, kind of like LeBron James, but James is more outspoken than Kevin Durant. If you like LeBron James being outspoken, you like where LeBron James kind of markets himself, calling himself the king, and you like that, then you're more of a fan. But Kevin Durant does appeal to everybody because he really doesn't have a strong personality off the floor. He's a very chill, relaxed guy that'll go on the Bill Simmons podcast. Now, going back, I want to talk about this, this whole Kevin Durant leaving the Oklahoma City thing. I think it's really, really interesting. If that team would have lost in 6 games last year, like game 1, I was at Oklahoma City, Golden State, and Westbrook took over in the fourth quarter, won that basketball game. If somehow Golden State, could have won that series in 6 games and then Kevin left, it would have been fine. We wouldn't have been talking about this 3-1 thing and Oklahoma City being this juggernaut. If Kevin simply lost in 6 games, it would have really helped his cause because people wouldn't say you're a sellout now because of the 3 wins. It was the biggest. If Kevin could do it all over again, the biggest curse of his career, not the curse, I'm sorry to say that word, the biggest kind of detriment to his likability is playing so well against Golden State. Because, I don't think Oklahoma City was winning the championship versus LeBron last year. I mean, they were a lot worse than they were in 2012. And look at the roster. I mean, you're talking about guys like, I know Fabo Sevolosha's not there anymore, but you're talking about guys like Morrow. You're talking about guys like even Nick Collison still on that team. You're just talking about a hodgepodge bunch of guys like Robertson and Steven Adams and long, lanky defenders, and then it's Russ. So did Kevin Durant, did he want to play with Russell Westbrook the rest of his career? And you could tell that was going to be a power struggle. And listen, he probably likes Russell Westbrook a lot, but I think that playing with Golden State's more fun. And also a big turning point in the history of the NBA is Draymond Green kicking LeBron in the balls when LeBron called Draymond a bitch. Because if the Warriors won Game 5, they wouldn't have been aggressive in the offseason. If the Warriors won in 5 and then in 6 games, the year before, they wouldn't want to get Kevin Durant because they'd have this mindset of we don't want to fuck this up. Kind of like Klay Thompson was out there on the floor tonight, if you guys know what I'm saying. So that was a huge turning point in terms of the league. And one good thing, guys, if the finals suck, the one silver lining is if you're like a neutral fan and want to see the finals actually be great again, like it was last year. And if you remember last year, guys, it's kind of just a rant, but all the games were terrible until Game 7. So again, time heals wounds or recency bias. We think about Game 7 a lot. What I was also going to say to you guys is if the Warriors win in 4 games, guess what's going to happen? We're going to complain. We're going to be upset. We're going to talk about parity, how the league's not fair. And guess what's going to happen? Adam Silver is going to start feeling the pressure from us, the fans. And guess what's going to happen? League legislation that will increase parity. Because if I'm CJ McCollum, if I'm Damian Lillard watching this game in Oregon right now, I'm thinking to myself, it's a shame. I play basketball. I love the sport, and I want to be an NBA champion, but I just can't. If I'm Gordon Hayward watching the game in Utah, I'm thinking the same thing as I'm watching this NBA Finals. I wish that there was parity in this league. I wish that there was better competition, kind of like when we had the Ewing Knicks, when we had Reggie Miller playing in Indiana, when we had guys like the Pistons in the 90s. I think the early 90s Eastern Conference is just so much better than, the Eastern Conference now with Toronto and the Indianas of the world. In conclusion, guys, going all over the place, I really appreciate you guys watching this show. Like this show. We will try to throw these Facebook live streams up often, maybe do a watch party on Sunday if you guys are down. So like the page if you guys want, leave some comments, and thank you for watching. I think that this series is only going to go 5 games. In Cleveland, Kevin Durant isn't going to play well one of the games, but you look at tonight, Draymond didn't shoot it that well. Clay didn't shoot it that well. And Cleveland, a lot of people, even a friend of mine, Perry Liss, who's also on our show, Perry Liss said the Cleveland Cavaliers are the second best offensive team of all time. But I was looking around tonight, and Kevin Love is strictly just a three-point shooter and a rebounder. He's not the guy in Minnesota that would go into the paint, would back people down. And LeBron James, now that you have JaVale, now that you have Zaza, now that you have all these other guys to challenge him at the rim, he's going to be spraying it out. And if you're Golden State, you want LeBron to spray out. And if he goes up for a shot, you keep your hands in the air and make him hit a tough shot. Because you look at LeBron, and Kevin Durant is longer arms than LeBron James. Kevin can guard LeBron, especially a healthy Kevin Durant, a Durant that doesn't have to play him the whole game. When you put Kevin on LeBron in crunch time, Kevin could be as good of a defender as anyone. He has the longest arms in the league, and he's faster than just about a lot of guys in this league. So it's not looking too good for the Cleveland Cavaliers right now and LeBron James. LeBron should just go to the rim. There should be one game where in quarters 2 and 3, LeBron puts his head down and tries to get to the line a whole lot. He did that in the first and second quarter of the game. He played very aggressively. But then at the end, in the third quarter, he kept on driving. And when you get him to spray out, that's the best thing that could ever happen to Golden State, because then you're asking Love or Shumpert to beat you, and that's exactly what you want, and then you'll get out there, try to chase him off the line, and play that game. For Golden State, now that you have Kevin Durant in the half court, they're almost an unstoppable team, because Kevin Durant as a point forward, as a 7-footer, oh my gosh, now their half court offense is devastating, and it's a very good offense. Cleveland, take the shot clock down, slow them up. That's the only way they'll have a chance. And it's looking like it's going to be 5 if Kevin continues to play this well. The series is probably going to go 5 games. But for all the NBA fans out there, it is going to put pressure on Commissioner Silver for parity reasons if these finals suck. Because then, last year we had the great epic Western Conference Finals that I alluded to a lot in the show. But these playoffs have had nothing to hold on to. So we will see if Adam Silver will make that adjustment for us. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys. That's better. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you guys hanging out in the Rover deck tonight. It's late here on the East Coast. And the game got away from Cleveland tonight. So a blowout. Could be some more blowouts, guys. We'll see. And I made some points about Kevin Durant, so go back and check out the podcast, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Have a good night, all right? We'll see ya.